Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to solve some numericals based on the capacitance. Let us discuss NCERT example 2.9. According to the statement, a network of four 10 microfarad capacitors is connected to a 500 volt supply as shown in the figure. Determine A part the equivalent capacitance of the network and B part the charge on each capacitor. Now, in the first part, you are asked to calculate the equivalent capacitance. You are given the values of each capacitance in the system. That is given to be 10 microfarad. Micro means 10 raised to the power minus 6 farad. Now, as is clear from the figure, three capacitors C1, C2 and C3, they are connected in series and their net capacitance is in parallel to C4. So first of all, what we have to do, we have to calculate the equivalent capacitance of these three capacitors C1, C2 and C3 as they are connected in series. So their net capacitance, say C dash, can be calculated as 1 by C dash is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3. C1 is equal to C2 is equal to C3 is equal to 10 microfarad. So what we get, 1 by C dash is equal to, you can see 3 by 10 and finally C dash comes out to be 10 by 3 microfarad. Now this 10 by 3 microfarad capacitor, it is in parallel with C4. So in parallel we know to find the net capacitance, individual capacitors in the combination are simply added, they are summed up. So C equivalent is equal to what? C dash plus C4. So that is 10 by 3 plus 10 microfarad. It comes out to be 13.3 microfarad. Now in the second part, you are asked to find out the charge on each capacitor in the combination. Now the charge on each capacitor of the capacitors C1, C2 and C3 is same. Why this is same? Because they are in series combination. We know if a number of capacitors are connected in series, charge on each capacitor is same, but the potential is different. Clear? This concept is used here. Let us see the charge on each of these three capacitors, we say Q. As their capacitance is C1, C2 and C3 respectively, so the potentials on each of these capacitors in series combination will be Q by C1, Q by C2, Q by C3. So when they are added, it will equal to the net potential being applied across the system. It is given to be 500 volts. So Q by C1 plus Q by C2 plus Q by C3 is equal to 500 volts. Further, it is also equal to Q dash by C4 because if we consider a charge on the C4 capacitor is Q dash, then the potential across it is also 500. So Q dash by C4 is also equal to 500. So from here, for the given values of capacitances, we can find Q and Q dash. So Q comes out to be 500 into 10 by 3 and finally calculating it, putting the value micro also, it comes out to be 1.7 10 raised to power minus 3 coulombs. And Q dash comes out to be 5 into 10 raised to power minus 3 coulombs. Calculation steps you have to do in your copy. Now come to the next question. It is again NCERT example 2.10. A part. A 900 picofarad capacitor is charged by 100 volts battery as shown in the figure. How much electrostatic energy is stored by the capacitor? As shown in the figure A, you are given a capacitor of 900 picofarad. Pico means 10 raised to power minus 12. It is connected to a 100 volt supply. You have to find the electrostatic energy stored by the capacitor in the A part. Right? Now, energy stored is given by what? Half C V square. Right? Also, you have to find the charge. So, charge on the capacitor is what? Q is given by C into V. C is 900 picofarad. V is 100 volts. So, this gives you Q is equal to 9 into 10 to the power minus 8 coulombs. Then the energy stored by the capacitor, you can calculate from half CV square also, as well as you can calculate from half QV also, because you have calculated Q also. So if you find its value from half QV, so half Q means what? That is 9 into 10 raised to power minus 8. V, that is given to you 100. So energy U comes out to be 4.5 10 raised to power minus 6 joules. Don't forget to write the units for the energy. Now come to the B part. The capacitor is disconnected from the battery and connected to another 900 picofarad capacitor. What is the electrostatic energy stored by the system? Now, as you can see in the figure B, there is no more battery in the circuit. After disconnecting the battery, what we are doing? Another capacitor having same capacitance, that is 900 picofarad, is connected to it. You are asked to find the electrostatic energy stored by the system. In the first system, when there was only one capacitor, we have calculated the energy. In the second part, that is now in this system we are having two capacitors but no battery is there. Again you have to calculate the electrostatic energy stored by the system. So the two capacitors have their positive plates at the same potential. We know when the two capacitors are connected to one another, charge sharing will take place and the flow of charge will take place from high potential to low potential until a common potential is attained. We have studied about this in the previous lecture. Let us see the common potential difference attained, we say V dash. The charge on each capacitor is then given by Q dash is equal to CV dash. Now by charge conservation, we know charge will remain the same. Charge can neither be created nor be destroyed in isolation. Initially, the another capacitor which is connected, it is not having any charge, zero charge, whereas the first capacitor was having the charge Q. So what will be the charge on both of these capacitors when they are connected to one another? 0 plus Q by 2, that is Q by 2. So Q by 2 charge appears on both of these capacitors. Let us take this as Q dash. It means potential V dash will also be V by 2 because Q dash is equal to CV dash, as Q dash is half of Q, so V dash will also be half of V. Now the total energy of the system. Which system? The system having two capacitors connected to one another. So we have to consider the energy of each capacitor. So 2 into this 2 comes from the two capacitors. They will be having same energy, half Q dash V dash. Q dash is what? Q by 2. V dash is what? V by 2. So ultimately this will come out to be 1 by 4 QV. And putting the value of Q and V, that is 100, and Q is 9 to 10 to the power minus 8 coulomb. This charge comes out to be, total energy comes out to be 2.25 10 raised to power minus 6 joule. You see, initially when there was one capacitor connected to the battery, energy stored was, as calculated in A part, 4.5 10 raised to power minus 6 joules. Now in the second part, two capacitors, second capacitor is connected when the battery is disconnected. So charge sharing takes place. What happens to the energy? You see the difference. It is now 2.25 10 to the power minus 6 joule. Earlier it was 4.5 10 to the power minus 6 joule. It is exactly the half of the initial value. Okay. So in going from A to B system, next system, energy is half of the initial energy. Where has the remaining energy gone? We have studied this. There is a transient period between the system settles to the situation B. During this period, a transient current flows from the first capacitor to the second. Transient current means, that is means flow of charges will take place which result in the transient current. unless and until a common potential is attained. During that period, we say transient current is flowing. And during this process, energy is lost during this time in the form of heat and electromagnetic radiation. A very important concept comes out from this numerical. You have to understand the concept lying behind this numerical. Come to the NCERT exercise question 2.5. A parallel plate capacitor with air between the plates has a capacitance of 8 picofarads. What will be the capacitance if the distance between the plates is reduced by half and the space between them is filled with a substance of dielectric constant 6? First of all, go through the statement. Try to understand the statement first. You are given a parallel plate capacitor. Medium between the two plates of the capacitor is air. Capacitance C is equal to 8 picofarads. Pico means again 10 raised to power minus 12. Clear? Parallel plate capacitor. So what is the expression for the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor? Epsilon naught A by D. As there is air, so if we consider a medium, we can put K epsilon naught A by D. For air, K comes out to be 1. Finally, the relation is again the same. That is epsilon naught A by D. What is A here? Area of the plates. Epsilon naught, absolute permittivity of the free space. D, distance between the two plates. Now you are asked to calculate C if the distance between the plates, that is D, is reduced by half. So D1 is equal to D by 2 and the space between them is filled with a dielectric substance having dielectric constant 6. It means now here K will be equal to 6. So dielectric constant of the substance filled in between the plates K1 is equal to 6. It is given in the question. So what will be the capacitance of the capacitor now? K1 epsilon naught A by D1. Put K1 is equal to 6. D1 is equal to D by 2. This 2 will go to the numerator and you get 12 epsilon naught A by D. So clearly it is 12 times of the initial value, original value. And original value was 6. So 2 into 6 will give you, sorry, it is 12 into C, 12 into 8. So it comes out to be 96 picofarads. So come to the next NCERT exercise question 2.6. 3 capacitors, each of capacitance 9 picofarads, are connected in series. What is the total capacitance of the combination? It's very easy. In the combination there are 3 capacitors, each having value of 9 picofarad. We know the formula to calculate the equivalent capacitance in series combination. Use that formula. 1 by C equivalent is equal to 1 by C plus 1 by C plus 1 by C. This will come out to be 3 by C. And C is here is what? 9 picofarads. Finally, C equivalent comes out to be 3 picofarads. B part. What is the potential difference across each capacitor if the combination is connected to a 120 volt supply? You are to calculate the potential difference across each capacitor. Now we know when a number of capacitors are connected in series, charge on each capacitor is same but potential gets divided. However, the sum of the potential is equal to the potential applied. So it means supply voltage V is given to you 100. Potential difference across each capacitor, so let it be say V1. As all the capacitors in the series combination are having same value, so the potential across each will also be same. It will be divided into 3 parts. So V1 will be equal to V by 3. 120 by 3, it comes out to be 40 volts. So the potential difference across each capacitor is 40 volts. Now come to the next exercise question, NCERT exercise question 2.8. In a parallel plate capacitor, with air between the plates. Each plate has an area of 6 into 10 to the power minus 3 meter square, and the distance between the plates is 3 millimeters. Calculate the capacitance of the capacitor. Right? Now, first of all, you see what is given to you. A parallel plate capacitor with air. Medium between the two plates is air. It means K will come out to be 1. Each plate has an area, that is capital A. It is given to you 6 into 10 to the power minus 3 meter square. And the distance between the plates, that is D, 3 millimeters. Millim is 10 raised to the power minus 3. Supply voltage, if the supply voltage, it is also given in the question, if the supply voltage is 100 volts, what is the charge on each plate of the capacitor? You are to calculate the charge also on each plate of the capacitor. Now, first of all, expression for C is what? It is a parallel plate capacitor, so C will be given by epsilon naught A by D. You have to remember the numerical value of epsilon naught. What is its value? 8.854 10 raised to power minus 12 per Newton per meter square per coulomb square. So C is equal to, so it is, it should be per Newton per meter square coulomb square, right? Now C is equal to what? Putting the values of epsilon naught, A and D, this C comes out to be 17.71 10 raised to power minus 12 farads. 10 raised to power minus 12 can be written as pico. So it is 17.71 picofarads, or simply 18 picofarads. If you round it off, you can write it as 18 picofarads. Now in the second part also you are asked to calculate the charge on each plate. Q is equal to what? C into V. C you have calculated. V, that is given to you in the question, 100 volts. Putting the values of C and V, calculate Q. This comes out to be 1.771 10 raised to power minus 9 coulombs. You can also write it as simply 1.8 into 10 raised to power minus 9 coulombs. Now come to the next question, NCERT exercise question 2.9. Explain what would happen if in the capacitor given in exercise 2.8, which you have done earlier, exercise 2.8, a 3 millimeter thick mica sheet of dielectric constant 6 were inserted between the plates, while the voltage supply remains connected after the supply was disconnected. This is very important question because the concept being used is very important. I discussed about it yesterday, that what is the effect of the dielectric slab and what happens when it is inserted if the battery is still in the circuit and when the battery is disconnected in the circuit. The answer of this question lies in that concept. In the first part, you have calculated C, you have calculated Q. Now, a dielectric slab having dielectric constant 6 is inserted while the supply remains connected. So, K is given to you 6, supply voltage is 100. Initial capacitance we calculated came out to be 1.771 10 raised to power minus 11 farad. What will be the new capacitance? We know when a dielectric slab is inserted between the two plates of the capacitor, its capacitance increases. It becomes K times of the initial value. So, C1 is equal to K times of C. Put K equal to 6. C is equal to 1.771 10 raised to power minus 11 and calculate C1. It is equal to 106 picofarads. What will be the new charge when the supply remains connected? New charge, say Q1, will be equal to what? C1 into V. C1 is the new capacitance. V is the supply which is connected. So 100 into what is C1? 106 picofarad. Put it here and calculate the new charge. 1.06 10 to the power minus 8 coulomb. Definitely it will increase. We know charge will be Q times of the initial charge. You can simply calculate this Q by using this formula also. Initially you calculate the charge in the first part. You multiply that charge by K and you will be getting the new charge of the system. Now what about the potential across the plates? It will remain the same because no doubt because the insertion of the dielectric slab, its potential decreases, but because there is still battery in the circuit, so the system will again acquire its maximum potential. So potential across the plates remains the same, that is 100 volts. Now in the second part you are asked, after the supply was disconnected, now there is no more supply in the circuit, what will happen to the new capacitance? What will happen to the charge? What will happen to the potential? So dielectric constant K is equal to 6. Initial capacitance you calculated 1.771 10 to the power minus 11 farads. New capacitance, it will be still the K times. Irrespective of the fact whether there is battery in the circuit or not, capacitance always increases when a dielectric slab is inserted between the two plates of the capacitor. So new capacitance C1 will be definitely equal to K times of C. It again comes out to be 106 picofarads. Now if the supply voltage is removed, the supply voltage will be providing the charge on the plates of the capacitor. So there is no more battery in the circuit. Who is going to provide the charge now? There is no source. So it means the charge on the plates of the capacitor will remain the same. So Q is equal to 1.771 10 to the power minus 9 coulombs. It will not increase, it will not decrease, it will remain the same. Now what is the effect on the potential? Now we know potential is given by Q by C. Q is constant, no change. C is now K times. So it means potential as it is inversely proportional to the C, Q here is constant. So potential will also decrease by K. Right? Decrease by K means what? It will be V by K. Now what is V? You can calculate directly also. We know potential applied is how much? It is not given in the question, so you have to put the formula rather Q by C1. Q is equal to the initial value 1.771 10 to the power minus 9. C1 which is K times of the original value of C. So it is 106 picofarads. Putting the values of Q and C1, you can calculate potential across the plates. It is 16.7 volts. Or you can say it decreases by K. If the initial potential is say V, now it will be V by K. This is all about today. Now you will be assigned homework from NCERT exercise question 2.7, 2.10, 2.11, 2.20, 2.23 and 2.24. 6 numericals from NCERT exercise questions. You have to solve this in your copy. Don't just note down the numericals. Try to understand the concept behind each numerical. If you have any doubt, you can ask. This is all about today. Thank you very much.